Have you ever noticed the loudest person in the room is often the one who hasn't built anything yet? How many times have you announced your next big move and quietly abandoned it weeks later? There's a dangerous illusion about ambition. The more you broadcast it, the less you build it. And I learned that lesson inside a $40 million penthouse overlooking Central Park. In Manhattan, high above the noise of Central Park, there stood a glass penthouse once owned by a tech founder named Daniel Reeves. Daniel had built an AI logistics company that sold for 9 figures. His name appeared in business magazines. He spoke at conferences. He posted threads about discipline, mindset, domination. And then, at 58, he died unexpectedly. The firm hired an elite private auction curator named Elise to liquidate the estate. Not a public sale, invitation only. Collectors, investors, billionaires. Elise's job was simple: turn a lifetime of trophies into line items. When she first walked through the penthouse, she didn't see glamour. She saw inventory. A wall of awards. Custom Italian suits with tags still attached. Prototype devices in sleek glass cases. A bookshelf curated for appearance more than wear. To the outside world, Daniel was a legend. Inside that apartment, he was a man whose belongings were about to receive lot numbers. Elise had done this for 20 years. She knew something most people don't. Success is loud while you're alive, but it goes silent very quickly. Daniel was known for one thing beyond his business success. He announced everything. Before launching a product, he posted about the launch. Before closing a deal, he hinted at the deal. Before hiring talent, he bragged about the culture. He wasn't lazy, he worked hard, but the applause always came early. His former assistant once told Elise, Daniel loved the announcement more than the execution. Every new initiative began with a video, a speech, a celebration dinner. Employees felt inspired. Investors felt confident. And then momentum would dip. Not because the ideas were bad, but because the emotional reward had already been collected. Praise is powerful. It releases the same dopamine as achievement. The brain doesn't always know the difference between saying you will do something and actually doing it. And that subtle confusion changes everything. The night before the auction, Elise stayed late. She stepped into Daniel's private office. Floor-to-ceiling windows, marble desk, a view stretching down to Wall Street. On the desk sat a leather-bound notebook. Curators aren't supposed to read journals, but this one was open. The last entry was dated 3 months before his death. I feel like I am always beginning something, it read. Announcing, planning, declaring. But I miss finishing. Elise closed the book slowly. For all his public confidence, Daniel knew the truth. He had built wealth, but he had also built a performance of ambition, and performances fade. The next evening, the penthouse filled with quiet power. Luxury watches, abstract art, limited edition supercars displayed on digital screens. Elise stood at the podium. Lot 17, she announced. A custom titanium prototype device never released. Bidding began. Hands lifted casually. 7 figures exchanged for something that once sat on a desk gathering dust. As she spoke, Elise noticed 2 figures in the back. Daniel's son and daughter. They weren't arguing. They weren't crying. They were scrolling through old videos of their father giving keynote speeches. announcing future revolutions, declaring impact. The daughter whispered, "He was always about to change the world." The son replied quietly, "I just wish he'd spent more time just living in it." That sentence hung heavier than any gavel. After the final lot sold, the penthouse felt different. Empty, echoing. Elise walked through the rooms once more. No applause, no cameras, no declarations, just silence and sunset. She thought about something she'd learned over decades of liquidating legacies. The world rewards announcements. Life rewards completion. When you tell people your goal, you receive social validation. Your identity shifts slightly. You feel productive without producing. It's subtle, dangerous. The hunger softens. But when you work quietly, something else happens. You build resilience without witnesses. You fail without embarrassment. You improve without performance pressure. Silence protects the fragile beginnings of growth. A seed doesn't need applause. It needs soil. Weeks later, Elise received an unexpected email. It was from Daniel's son. He had resigned from a flashy startup role. He was building something new, a small, unannounced software tool. No launch party, no LinkedIn teaser, no press interviews, just work. He wrote, "I realized my father was addicted to the beginning. I want to fall in love with the middle." That line stayed with Elise. Because most people love beginnings. They love the identity shift, the attention, the early applause. Very few fall in love with the invisible middle, the sanding, the debugging, the repetition, the quiet months when nobody cares. That's where mastery lives. Tonight, look at your own ambitions, the business you want to start, the body you want to build, the book you want to write. Ask yourself something uncomfortable. Are you in love with the outcome, or are you addicted to the announcement? For the next 30 days, try something radical. Don't post about it. Don't hint about it. Don't declare it. Work on it privately. Let your progress surprise people instead of your plans. Because one day, whether in a penthouse overlooking Central Park or in a small apartment somewhere quieter, your life will be reduced to objects and memories. The announcements won't matter. The applause won't echo. Only the finished work remains. If you're ready to stop performing ambition and start building it, this is Tales in Life. Let's grow in silence. Let the results make the noise.